Start back up. 17. This Isaiah 3:17. Therefore the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shah will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
Like we said, that's why you Jake women. This Judah don't have no hair. Now the northern tribe got beautiful flowing hair. It said the daughters of Zion, man. Judites, man.
South King.
You Levites. Yeah. Benjamin.
Boy, the Levites, boy, y'all heard me screwed down like a pot of rice on
Hey, down here I got more holes than these. I got more hair than these holes. I got shit.
He said, in the Lord Yahweh will discover that secret parts.
You know, like the brother said, hey, they was in the restaurant, chick showing her ass, man. That's how they do, man.
Yep.
You know, it be cold as hell, man. These bitches be half naked out here.
That's right.
That's how you know they got demons on. It's like freezing weather and they don't feel that shit. It's because the demons working on their minds, you know, give them demonic power, you know, to try to attract, you know, that lustful spirit out of these other demons.
Yeah, they got them so fucked up. Then you try to approach them and say something to them, the bitch got her nose all up in there. You know, like, what you dress like that for?
That's right.
You want the attention or you don't?
Yeah. Hey, because I mean they're sick. Because they literally get off by going back home or going back to their dorm room, telling their homegirls how many niggas they turned down.
Tried out, yeah.
But meanwhile, you get mad for a cat that wants to talk to you or grab on you, man. And I'm not even talking about just, you know, just snatching. I'm talking about just, you know, extending their arm, trying to get your attention. But meanwhile, you'll call them a brute beast or something. But you dress like a fucking whore, man. You shouldn't even be wearing that shit in your house by yourself.
You shouldn't really buy that shit, you know? Because women always say niggas ain't shit, man. That's their favorite go-to line. But look how the fuck you dress, man.
That's right.
Check yourself, man. You know, y'all proud as fuck, man. And this is why the government shut down Louisville and continue to stay shut down. Because y'all women need to get humble, man.
That's right.
So,
Just like they daddy eat something.
Next time they tell you a nigga ain't shit, say, yeah, your nigga ain't shit, your mama's a bitch. Now what? Now what you gonna do? They be ready to fight you. Call the police.
hey, when Jacob Trump called, ain't no more calling the police, man.
God.
You know?
God.
Ain't no fucking government. So, a lot of y'all women gonna get raped.
Yeah.
So that's your judgment from the Lord, man.
And you gotta understand something. They're gonna be at home trying to protect their families. You know what I'm saying? So why would you be at somebody's establishment or in front of somebody's residence, in front of a gate, trying to protect them, and you ain't even getting paid for it? You ain't getting paid for it. Meanwhile, somebody could be inside your house raping your daughter. That don't make sense to me. And this government shutdown has shown that these citizens of America is nothing but slaves, man. Because Trump has actually called 47,000 people to return back to work unpaid. You know what I'm saying? Just to administer fucking IRS checks, man.
God, slavery was a choice.
Yeah. So America is that third world country that y'all used to talk about, man. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna keep playing.
He said, verse 18, in that day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shah will take away the bravery.
Bravery meaning what? Your honor, your splendor, the things that make you beautiful, right? He's gonna take it away from you, man. He already took your hair. That was the main thing that made you beautiful was your hair, man. You know?
Then you had the bodies. You
Yeah.
don't got the bodies. Two like women's bodies is shot now, man.
Yeah.
Putting all that shit in your body, getting all these different shots and shit. Like that bitch K. Michelle. She there fucked her damn self up, man. Trying to get them damn ass shots and shit.
Because she ain't got no man to direct her in the right way of the scriptures.
Yeah.
Tell her, look, baby, you want a fine body, just work out, walk, and then you eat right.
That's it.
Instead of eating white rice, eat quinoa. Instead of eating a pork chop, eat a piece of fish. Yeah.
Now you'll catch Judah in the gym. These Judah was in the gym. They be bullshit, man. I mean, I was in the gym the other day. I said, man, bitch, it's 15 treadmills in here. Why the fuck you running through the aisle? Just jogging through the aisle.
Yeah.
Bitch, that's what the treadmill and the goddamn elliptical. They got all these machines. Bitch,
Blank sticking on it.
we all just jogging through the aisle.
Riding on the bike.
Yeah, I know they go to the gym on social media. That's it.
Yeah, they got all these
Post pictures, short ass in the tight spot. You know? It's and then the Lord, your house, about your shall take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their claws and their round towels like the moon.
Them round tires of the moon, those are the necklaces. Every time you see a black female, they got some kind of big necklace on with some kind of ornament hanging on. And they always got them. The Lord will take that away, he'll take the angles away. He already took your hair. Go ahead.
The chains and the bracelets and the bucklers, bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and those jewels.
He's gonna take everything, and that's what make you women so-called make you feel like you're pretty. All these objects that he's naming, the scriptures is naming, and you make you think you're pretty. And then once you put it on, you want to come get validated by God. Do you think I'm pretty? I'll be like, nope. I like women without makeup. Oh shit, and that just kills their day. I like women with their real hair. That fucks them up. Then you ain't shit. Like, you know.
I would say, I like girls for their personalities.
Exactly.
No, fuck them up, man.
The scriptures tell you that though. Look not upon a woman, desire not a woman for her beauty. Yeah.
It's vanity. Because 40 years later, that bitch ain't gonna look the same. You know what I'm saying? You lose all of that.
It says, was to one the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantlets and the whiplets and the whipples and the crispin pins.
Those veils or wimples or veils. And you women, those closet full of clothes and shoes, man, they brag about, girl, I got 85 pair of shoes. I don't know what to do. I need something to wear. But you got 85 pair of shoes. You know what I mean? You ain't got underwear. It's like, come on, what have your feet got too big? I can understand that, but that's how it is, man. You know? I feel for them cats who gave their soul to Esau in that limelight for those pro athletes, man. That's why y'all don't be fucking having no money, man. When they be talking about such broke, yeah, motherfucker had a wife. That's why he broke, because she buying them damn $2,000 Prada bags and all that kind of, you know, $10,000 spurs and all. That's why you ain't got no money, man.
They spend money on dumb shit.
I guarantee you, if somebody gave you $10 million a year, you played 5 years, and you was single, you have money at the end. It's just when you married, then she's spending all the money and then have kids, and now you're on child support. That's why y'all don't be having no money, man.
You know, it says the verse 23, the glasses and the fine linen, and the hoods and the bows, and it should come to pass that instead of sweet smell, that should be stink.
So in that day, you're not gonna be able to put on all them little perfumes you have, man. You know, you ain't gonna be able to take no shower when Jacob's trouble comes. You're just gonna be able to Lord finna just like drop all the way down low. And y'all about to sit on the ground, man. And like the scripture said in Isaiah 65, his servant's gonna eat and drink, and you're gonna be looking up, man, and it's gonna be like, damn, what them men over there, what they doing? You know, they look, some smell good. You know, it might be we might have a little pot of water boiling with some onions and, you know, something. We're gonna have a little soup or something. And it's gonna be like a treasure to your ass. But guess what? We're gonna reject y'all ass.
A lot of y'all women that got men of the Lord, hey, I better take heed, because the Most High take that man away from you, man. You know, because, hey, really, we your salvation. You know?
It says in the scripture, a man should be like a head in the
It's gonna be
wind.
a hedge for the women.
Yeah. But it says we should be high like the wind.
Yeah,
High in place. Yeah,
that's Isaiah. I get this Isaiah 32.
Oh yeah, I just
A lot of you women that got Israelite men, you know that, you know, this is the truth. A lot of y'all, you know, fuck up and get the man hell, you know. And most of the time, it's about doing his work, you know. Hey, the Lord paying attention, man.
Isaiah 32:2, a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind,
Right, so for all you women saying, nigga, man ain't shit, I don't need a man, what you gonna do in that day? You gonna keep that same attitude? You know?
A covert from the tempest, man. Meaning like covert is a shelter, a hiding place, right? Protection, right? From the tempest, man. A tempest is a like a storm. And then that storm gonna be Esau when he come in with them Gergerchus, man. When all hell break loose in this place, that's gonna be that big tempest, man. Them, like the brother say, hey, if you got a man of the Lord, you been bucking up, he'll have you get put out there, and then, hey, it could be another woman that's deserving of this brother. He might bring her right to him, and boom, she is, you know.
Roll every place.
Cause it say 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, it say this should be like madman, spirit of love. Those don't truth, man. Don't martial law, Jacob trouble, man.
And also, you can equate that, you know, with other dire situations. You know, like your man is gone, and then somebody else is trying to get food or something. They kick in the door, you there along with your kids. You get raped or get your throat slit. You know what I'm saying? Or your car get put down, and basically you're stranded. And then you got these motherfuckers that what you call cannibalism. They kill you just to eat you, man. Your man, which is a man of the Lord, is gonna be that safety net for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
If you ain't got that man of the Lord, he not gonna know how to say, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Brakatah, 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 Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Shamar Batak, Bayat. He not gonna know that prayer to put a protection level over his house.
That's right.
So go ahead. So hey, when they bust in, like the brother say, it's gonna be rape time. It's gonna be on. Hey, kids getting their throat cut, raping the little kids first before they kill them. You know, all that's gonna take place. That's why it says Jacob's trouble, man. That's why I said in Daniel's gonna be a time that has never been since the beginning.
That's right. Hey, I don't know if y'all seen this movie, but it's actually on Netflix. It's called Into the Wilderness. And you had these two chicks, and this is supposed to be like an apocalyptic movie, so on and so forth. But you had two girls, and they actually was living with their dad. Basically, the grill was just shut down. But the father died because he was actually cutting a tree, and a blade came off, and it cut that main vein in his leg. Brother. But anyway, it was a scene. One sister had went into the woods to go get like something to drink and something to eat, and the other sister was there. So a guy came up there, and he was like, "Where's your father at?" And so she was like, well, he's in the woods, but he should be coming back anytime. And so he just kept pacing around, and next thing you know, he pounced on him. And this dude was like a metrosexual cat. There was nothing she could do. She couldn't fight him off. So just imagine a mighty man. If a metrosexual nigga is gonna push you down and gonna rape you, she got pregnant with the cat's baby and everything.
Yeah, a demon on him. That's why I can't get him out. He's strong.
Strong, man.
You know?
Like that Split movie.
Mm.
You know, like he wrestled like 3 high school chicks, just him. He wasn't like a jack dude or anything. I mean, he was when the Beast personality took over, but I mean, like, he was just a regular guy, and he could, you know, muscle 3 women into a room, easy.
It says, a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock.
Water in a dry place.
That's soothing.
Yep.
You know, basically you out there in the desert, you know what I'm saying, you haven't had anything to drink for like, what, 10 or 12 hours. And you come across some water. Think how good you gonna feel, man.
It says a shadow of a great rock. That shadow is soothing. That shade, man.
That shade, man. Hey, during this time frame, during Jacob's trouble, it's gonna be understood you're gonna know the men of the Lord. Because you're really gonna see divine intervention being exercised, man. Things that's gonna be abnormal is gonna be provided to the men of the Lord, man. You're gonna know that Yahushua are working with these men, man. Just because of the circumstances and the miracles they're gonna be able to provide.
You're gonna see the faith of the men of the Lord.
Yeah.
It's like they say, it's the evidence of things not seen to the normal, but we've been seeing these things, you know, since we come into this truth, we've been seeing it. But see, in a minute, everybody gonna see.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna see.
And your faith is the beginning of spiritual power, man. You know, because first you got to believe in order for it to happen.
They said that man gonna be the hiding place for that woman. In Psalms 31:3 it says, "For thou art my rock and my fortress, therefore thy name's sake lead me and guide me," man. So how about Shem Shai gonna be our fortress, man? He's gonna be our hiding place, man.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
I would say Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. The righteous one until it's not safe. You know, so we're gonna be calling on the true name, you know, Yahweh Shai, you know.
Done. Oh, it says a dry place as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land, and an exalted it's called exhausted land, which is America, man. You know, that's in that day, man. Go ahead.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
The martial law going to come to pass. The sedition among men are going to come to pass. The RFID chip is going to come to pass, right? The race wars are coming to pass, and thermonuclear destruction. It's all going to come to pass, man. And then you're going to know that, hey, them guys on the streets, man. Because of everybody that passed the men of the Lord on these streets with these Bibles and these garments and these signs, the Lord gonna bring it back. When he play all it, like you know how they show the TV when somebody get ready to die, their whole life play back. You gonna see those men on the corner. He gonna be like, you gonna be like, damn, but damn, it's gonna be too late. You know.
This is Zechariah 14:1. Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai coming, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. It said, and the city should be taken, and the houses ravished, and the women ravished, and half of the city should go forth into captivity.
The word ravished goes into seas, which is raped. So the women gonna be raped, like the brother was saying earlier, man. The houses rifled, they just gonna be kicking in the door.
Yeah.
You know, they had, matter of fact, I was watching the news in Little Rock about 2 months ago. It's like 4 in the morning, man. Hey, Popo and them just bust down this dude's door, like kicked it in, and they was free to get on the ground. He was asleep in the middle of the night. And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, they trying to see what reaction they get from him. How quick did he move? What's the reaction of the people? Because that's coming. That was just like a test, man. They kicked this door in just to see what was gonna happen, man. You know, and he had I think he had I'm glad he had a t-shirt and some shorts on, because a lot of you people be going to bed naked, man, and that's how they gonna pull you out. I'm telling you, you know?
Yeah, because with all this technology that Esau has, you know, your phone, your laptop, your TV, these smart TVs, and even the cable boxes, they're collecting a whole bunch of information, knowing what time you wake up, even when your phone connects to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, they know, you know, where your favorite spots are. You know, on a certain day, you might like to go to this place, so they know when you're at home, when you're asleep, when you're out of the house, you know, so on and so forth. So they're getting your schedule down, so when that time comes, they know exactly when to roll on.
Yep.
Know when your weakest point is.
I better get a cat and tie your phone around his neck when you leave and let him walk around the house. Try to at least fool him a little bit. Esau still knows, you know.
He said, verse 2, it said, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. You know, all nations against the Israelites. You know, Jacob and Esau, you know. That's it. It said, and the city should be taken, and the house of revel, and the women ravished, and half of the city should go forth into captivity.
Yeah, they're gonna take you to the concentration camps, man. Like you have, like you said, all the Walmarts, the Krogers are closing, the Save-A-Lots are closing. You have like a lot of middle schools. They're calling it busing kids, a new district, but they're closing the schools, putting up fences, and you got guards at the old schools. Those concentration camps. It tells you that when you read in Luke the 19th chapter, the 43rd verse. It said they're going. Hold on. I'll read that right quick.
So,
Luke 19.
Luke 19 and 43. Baba Kashab.
he's showing you that in the book of Eli, the road. You know, like how bad it's really gonna get, man.
Yeah, movies on Netflix, Bushwick.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Bush
one of them.
yeah.
This how it ends, I believe.
I was happy to see that because I was like, please don't let the little chick make it because that's too much like Esau's movie. If they make it in the end, that bitch got killed and everything went quiet. I looked at my dad. I was like, that's how the movie's supposed to be. Right there, it was like shit. That bitch ain't supposed to make it.
Right there too.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, I'm still looking. I'm like, she gonna get up? It didn't start rolling credits. I'm like, yes, that's how it's supposed to be.
Even when the huge buff dude, he died like in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I thought he was gonna be like the superhero and save the day.
Superhero.
Talking about Batista.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Batista.
because-
And a bitch killed him.
Yeah.
By a little bitch shit.
In a laundromat.
And
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom, in a laundromat.
That's a woman killing. That's like ain't no honor in a woman killing.
That's right.
You know,
There's an account of that in the Bible.
you ain't supposed to get killed by a woman.
Yeah, 'cause he was
Judith,
wounded.
Hollow Furnace now.
Judith? Yeah, Judith killed
Yeah,
Michael
he
First.
put the nail in his head. Yeah.
I took his head. Yeah.
I was thinking of
That bitch was bad.
I was thinking of this story where there's a battle, and this bitch threw a millstone out of the tower and like hit him on his head. He was like fucked up. He was bleeding out, and he like rushed over to one of his soldiers and was like, "Hey, like kill me!" Like, I don't
Oh
want
yeah,
it.
yeah. That's the count too. I
It's
remember
like I don't
that.
want it to be
Yeah.
killed by a woman.
Yeah, I think that's in the pocket too. Ain't
I think
I think that's in the OT.
Testament.
That's in the OT.
it? Yeah.
That movie Bushwick crazy because it showed you that the woman was being guided by that man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Luke 19.
Oh yeah. This is Luke 19, chapter 19, verse 43. For the day shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee.
The trench, man. Right. That's that. You go to the trench. That's like talk about the camps. Go ahead.
And compass thee round and keep thee in on every
They
side.
gonna keep you in on every side, man. So they gonna bring you in them camps. Like they were just showing that Walmart where they had them a lot of Issachars. They already got the tanks inside Walmart section off. They had all the people laying down with that foil over the top of the heat you up to keep you warm. They already got Issachar going there right there. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that. The kids.
Yeah, they got them all
They
in
got
there,
all
man.
those kids
Bring them
up.
to them camps. They had them on trucks and everything. Bring them in.
Hey, and there's videos showing how the FBI, the CIA, and you know local the militarized police during when the state of emergency was declared in you know during hurricanes and stuff, Hurricane Harvey in Dallas. They showed you how they'd rush into the mall and set up, you know, checkpoints to stock up on ammo to fight the thugs that were going out trying to take over neighborhoods and like get resources from abandoned houses and stores. You know, it was actually like a little war zone going on during that time, and they even there's like dead bodies like in the water, and they had to basically break the dam to create like a flood to get rid of all those dead bodies. That's why it lasts so long. Like the flood like was lasting so long because they like reflooded it to get those dead bodies out.
That was in
That's in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure exactly where in Texas, but yeah.
Is some more on that scripture?
Oh
44.
yeah. Kind. And shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee.
They're gonna lay you down on the ground. They just showed you that Issachar, they was in the camps literally laying on the ground with their kids, man. They was looking like shit, you know, they had that look like we safe, you know. I was like, damn, you know, Issachar, man.
Yeah, because I think the brother Elder Tyson from Atlanta, he was saying they always start with the northern tribe first.
Oh yeah.
You know, because the northern tribe, they into other gods and stuff like this. But the southern tribe, the so-called Negroes, Haitians, and West Indians, the Most High Spirit is in those, you know, we listen to the Spirit, you know.
Yeah. And then you think about this too, you know, the Most High changed that. You know, like the Northern Kingdom was the first ones to get it in the ancient world, and then the Southern Kingdom. And so, you know, the Most High, he does the same thing as well, you know.
Blue on the sun. So yeah, Esau is doing it to the northern tribe.
Yeah.
They even separated in the Syrian
tribe.
Yeah.
They even separated. They said we're gonna go do this right here. So it's always, man. They separate now. And like they doing what Esau wanted to do. Man.
And they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation.
It's cold, man. And it's hit them, man. It's hitting a lot of them. You know, and they when they hit them, they do the after action review, figure out what can we do better, because we finna go against the Southern Kingdom. You know, yeah, they be around the table. Oh, these niggas, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. You know, it's a hell of a fight. Figure out how we get this shit just right. And you got one that just kill them all. We got drones. Just kill them all. Just be done with it. You know, and that's what they go do. They go send them DARPA. They got these DARPA. DARPA creates those dogs and shit that with them legs, and then they got the ones that look like the old people on the Star Wars. You remember that shit? They got them looking like that. And these Edomites, these cold ass Edomites are downloading their psychic and their mental psychic into these fucking DARPA drones. Like AI, they AI things, they're downloading their psychic into these. So now you got a fucking machine that can walk around and think like a person.
Damn.
Looking
That's
around.
like Terminator.
Yeah, it's Terminator, man. It's Terminator being brought to life, man. And that's what they gonna send in, because Esau, it's true enough. They might not. I mean, I could be speaking as a fool. If I know Esau, hey, he know Jake and them got shit too. So why would he just come in like, hey, motherfucker, and getting shot when he can just send a damn robot in? When you shoot it, the bullets bounce off. Then the robots kill your ass, and then they come in and sweep it up. You know? Yeah.
You can't fight against Esau with his own blessing, man. It's just the sword, man. Like Draco, they ain't gonna do shit with Esau, man.
Yeah, Esau has some shit. They have planes that can bomb your ass before you even knew it was there, because you know they'll fly so quietly, and then by the time the bombs dropped on you, the plane's gone. And then into these drones, they have certain drones that are tiny, and you know you can barely hear them because the wings are so tiny, and they fly at your head and then they explode. You know, they got facial recognition. I mean, shit, even with these cameras, they have certain cameras that will lock on to like a person that, you know, doesn't have a cameraman, so they'll have the technology to follow you if, like, you know, you want to get filmed skateboarding, and they'll follow you. Shit, Esau can just put a turret on that. It locks on.
Put a grenade on it.
Yeah.
Drop it.
Man, he shows his weapon in movies, man. It's simple, man. Like the movie Transformers, the last Transformer, the little thing that'll fly, gonna get into the house and stuff, shooting the little drones, the purge. You know, you can't use no Draco.
This is on Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There's no secret that they can hide from me. You know, and the reason why Esau has became wiser than Daniel, because the Most High has advanced him through technology, man. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this off. Say, I'm gonna stop back on the 2. It said, for I will gather all nations, Zechariah 14:2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city should be taken, and the houses raveled, and the women ravished, and half of the city should go forth into captivity, and the rest of the people should not be cut out from the city.
Oh yeah, Con, I misspoken on that. That's not talking about Jehoshaphat right there. I think what y'all ain't cleared that up there.
Yeah, this going to martial law.
Yeah, Con.
It said, read that end part of that.
Yeah. It said, and the rest of the people should not be cut out from the city.
Because there's a lot of people that's living in them suburbs and out in the country. They won't be able to come into the city because Esau is going to actually cut the cities off. Like any city in America, he could bring the Army Corps engineers in, and they could set those cement blocks on the outsides of the freeways block it off. And then them little side roads, you think that you can get out the city, then they'll have the troops there. So a lot of people, you're not gonna be able to get into the cities, man.
That's right.
And
You know?
they show you that on movies too, like the Batman movie with Bane. They blew up the New York bridges so you couldn't get out of the city. You know,
And every time I see Esau doing construction on bridges, that's what I think. He's setting a fucking bomb in it. That's what I think. I was like, one day that shit gonna blow up, and I'm gonna be like, I remember when they was working on that shit. Because they always doing some kind of work, you know what I mean? And it's like, this is 2nd Ezra 15. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
And it's the gun, you know, the Monday gun, you know.
Okay, it says, for there shall be a sedition among men, and an invading of one another.
I think the word sedition means uproar of the people, civil authority, you know, rebellious,
Set
riots.
apart.
Yeah, basically it's gonna be a civil war. It's gonna be a civil war in America, but it's not gonna be just black against white.
or North against South.
It's not gonna be just the common citizen. All right, you're gonna have politicians, which you already seeing. You're gonna have these politicians going against one another, government officials going against one another. You're gonna have white versus white, black versus black, black versus white, Chinese. It's gonna be straight chaos out here.
Yeah. Hey, back in Zechariah 14:2, I would gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. You know?
And this government shutdown, all right, could easily trigger it. You know, Lord willing to do. Be hasty.
It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and an invading of one another. It says, they shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
You know, Jake already got that fuck the police mentality anyway. You know, it's finna be that times 100 in a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
And then if you murder somebody, at the end of the day, you're not gonna be hauled off to jail and shit, man. Why? Because hey, the police is not gonna be out. You know, because of that sedition among men. Because when you look in the term sedition, that means it's set apart. And why is these people being set apart? Because of these dire circumstances, man. Like this shit is about to be real ugly around here, man.
That's anarchy. When the course of their actions in their, in their own power, people are just gonna be like, it's gonna be lawless out here, man.
Right.
Hey, matter of fact, give Matthew 24.
That's a good point. You said lawless, man, because without, you know what I'm saying, without per se the government regulating people's minds, now they really go back to that animalistic behavior. You know, because see, like we're governed by the Holy Spirit. 2/3 are governed by Esau's laws, statutes, and commandments. So just think about if you try to get your baby something to eat and no police is around, you're gonna do any and every fucking thing, man. No morals. And
Hey, you could be like a dog eat dog world.
that's right,
You
bro.
know?
That's right.
You're gonna become food.
Yep.
Like you said in Jeremiah 19, man.
Mhm.
Trying to eat each other and shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to start up a song. This is Matthew chapter 14, verse.
No.
24.
Oh, yeah, slack me. 24, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. Hey, and you know, when you research, like these false occults, they had a huge, they were trending when times were tough, because that is when people were looking for answers. And then mostly Edomites, they found that as a perfect opportunity to deceive the people and get money from them, sleep with all the women in the congregation, and then kill them off, like the Jonestown, drinking the Kool-Aid. You know, cults are gonna make a huge comeback during Jacob's trouble, because especially now, since you got people learning the truth of it. Now the truth is being revealed. You know, the so-called chariots are the UFOs, or the so-called UFOs are the chariots of the Bible, because you had UFO cults and they like worship them and stuff, and different comments and stuff. Hey man, cults are gonna get down in that race war and stuff.
And that makes sense what you're saying because people want answers. You know, is the word is that we're not going to be out there. So they're going to do any and everything to receive answers, man. But when you break down that term cult, it means to worship, man. You know?
People gonna be looking for some source of power.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like that's when false prophets come out. Which they've been out, but you know, with like a brother going into, it's gonna be many more.
Many more.
And they don't want that understanding.
No.
Go ahead, bro.
And it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the
Now,
love.
iniquity, and the reason why I want this scripture because the elders spoke on lawlessness. And when you go into iniquity, that's lawlessness. All right, sin is lawlessness. You know, and that's constantly increasing. You know, it's constantly increasing. They say iniquity is abound. I mean, it's increasing. It's constant. Sin is constantly growing in the earth, man. People not. It's a deception out there that the world is getting better. You know, I had a damn supervisor tell me that people are living longer. No, motherfuckers is dying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I also heard on the radio that the wealth gap is shrinking. I was like, bullshit. I'm getting bored by the day.
It's more false. That's false prophets right there. You know, false preaching right there. What's going on? Go ahead.
It says, but and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right. It's gonna be a fight out here, man.
I'm gonna start 19. Second Ezra 16 and 18 slide. It said the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers to stand in fear, the beginning of evils.
Hey, this is it, man. This is it, man. We in it, man. We in it, man. You know, it's just waiting on it to really amp up, all right, and people to start panicking, you know. But this is the beginning, man. This government shutdown, man. They went into how the FDA, which is a government organization, they ain't been inspecting the foods, all right. Hey, look, you think about what just happened within this last week, all right. We found out about the food not being inspected. Then what they do? They gave them 2 sets of food stamps.
Oh, man.
So them people just went out there and got all that food. You know, Jake already don't give a damn what he eat. He don't look at nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't be surprised next week you hear about some type of disease. People sick. Hey, yeah.
It makes sense because Esau wanted to depopulate the world anyway.
You want to depopulate the world
Hey,
anyway.
I was leaving out Walmart and I was on the south side, right?
Mhm.
Dude had a big ass buggy of food.
Yeah.
And then he was telling his homeboy, yeah, this is top level shit right here. I just shook my fucking head, man. He said, yeah, this shit right here
Hey,
top level.
you said it. What you said is top level shit.
Top level shit.
Top level shit.
Premium grade.
Premium shit.
Premium shit. It's that 93 guy.
He said, the beginning of evils, what should I do when these evils should come?
And hey,
Nothing.
nothing. And like the brother Taz, he like to go into evils is bad time, man.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a lot of bad timing going on, man. Hey, if you're not part of the elect, you're not gonna make it, period.
Yep.
You know?
Hey, you know, and then you see so many people buying food. I was telling the girl the other night, they had like a porch full of food. I had went over there, so I was like, damn, y'all need help? Yeah, you know they need help. I'm a dude, right? They gonna say yeah. So I said, well, you buying all this food for you scared of the shutdown? You damn right. I said, shit, they ain't gonna do nothing but have a damn electrical grid outage for like 2 days. And then your food gonna spoil in this motherfucker. Then what? They was like thinking about it like, damn, I ain't think about that shit. I was like, that's what's probably gonna happen. They cut the grid off in 3 days. That shit stayed in the refrigerator for 3 days. And the first time, you know how a refrigerator is, once the electric cut off, you really can't open it. That shit'll stay good for like a couple of days if you don't open it. But once you open the refrigerator, it's over, you know? So y'all gonna be eating fucking spoiled ass food, man. All that food y'all buying, stacking up, that shit ain't gonna, man, that's why I always say, if you even like, you know, we gonna trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He say he gonna take care of us. Like now, if you on a corner level where you think you need to buy something, just buy water and fucking trail mix, peanuts and raisins and shit like that. That shit'll last for a long time. You don't buy fucking meat and milk and shit like that, man. Cause they have an outage, man. That shit'll spoil, man.
The milk, brother, posted the milk fucked up.
Yeah.
The milk is fucked up. The milk spoiled already off the shelf.
So really, just buy water and trail mix. That's survival food, man. Shit, y'all buying all that shit, man. That'll spoil, man. And then they shit, like I said, brothers do videos. Shit already FDA. The shit already bad.
Yep.
Cause I remember last year they had lettuce that was on the shelves. Man, you look at the lettuce, it'll be brown and all wet in the bag, man. You couldn't even eat the shit, man. You know?
And only protection we got is me and the Lord is that we're able to pray Yahweh shot to bless the food before we eat it, man.
Come, bro.
You know? But I mean, we shopping at them same grocery stores.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, the Lord, he gonna watch after our meals. You know, he gonna look over and bless our meals, man.
It says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Hey, and that's gonna be a problem because a lot of people, like where we at, this north, well, tri-state area. You know, we got North Mississippi, West Tennessee, and Eastern Arkansas. So a lot of people work in one state and live in another. So if they shut down a city and you gotta go into another state to work, you know what I'm saying, crossing that bridge or whatever, you ain't gonna be able to get to work. Then you gotta quit your job.
That's right.
And it says, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah.
The pride in this system, man. Ultimately, that's going to be your downfall, man. I got a precept. And this is 2 Kings 6:25. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a calf of dove's dung.
The head of an ass. That's a donkey.
That's right.
So they eating donkey heads. That's how bad it got.
That's right.
Go ahead. You said something about some dong.
Yeah. Come on. Okay, yeah, back in that scripture, bro. It states, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a calf of dove's dung.
Who dung?
Doves. Bird shit, dove shit. For 5 pieces of silver.
That sounds like some top level shit. Right?
That's top level shit.
Top level shit.
Yeah.
Then it states,
Fucking.
hey, verse 26, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help my Lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? All right. So the king is saying, look, okay, if I can't, if Yahweh Bashem Ashah cannot help you, I can't do nothing. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run to the barn floor, get you something, or I'm gonna go to the wine press, right? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day,
Cannibalism.
give thy son. I was like, oh, my bad, bro. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she have hid her son.
You know what the scripture that go back to? The brother just read it, you broke it down where it said the love of men gonna wax cold. She ain't have no love. That shit was cold in the mother.
Lawlessness.
She set him up, man. You know how female said Jake go to jail? She did the same thing. Like, you know me.
Damn, that was cold love. Like,
Woo! Hey, I lost my thought. Go ahead.
come back down.
I got this Baruch 2 and
Can I
1.
say something? But that goes to show you how animalistic people are. Okay, these people was eating an ass's head, okay, dog shit, and people. So, and without the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, man, like these people are not gonna have any guidance. They're not gonna have any stability. See, we're nothing but a great millstone, hopeful elect. Where basically we're actually receivers. All right, we're not afraid to go across the middle of that football field because we expect to get hit.
Yeah.
But them 2/3, hey, they're not gonna see it coming. So as soon as they touch that situation, they're gonna fumble, man.
Yep.
And that fumble ultimately is gonna be your life.
And there's no new thing under the sun, and the Most High required that which is past.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen. That's going to happen.
This Baruch 2 and 1. Therefore the Lord, Yahweh Shah had made good his word, which he pronounced against us and against our judges.
Meaning them curses came back. Okay, and how has the Most High made good of His word? Look at the state of our people today, man. All right, going back into the curses, beginning with Deuteronomy 28 chapter and the 15th verse, man.
It's and against our judges that judge Israel,
Right.
and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the man of Israel.
You see, the
Judah.
Most High deals with whole nations, man, and the prophets were punished as well, man. He deals with individuals, but at the end of the day, he deals with the whole nation, bro. So if you rise as a nation, everybody comes up, and then you fall as a nation.
and against our princes, and against the man of Israel and Judah, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem.
Slocky. That's going back to Daniel 9 and 12.
Yeah, I just thought about that, bro.
It said to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem.
And that's why the scripture says about Jacob's trouble that this time is going to be worse than ever before. And then you can equate that with Daniel the 12th chapter, like what, the 4th verse? First verse, so like Daniel 12 and 1, read on down.
It said, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses, that a man should eat the flesh of his own son,
Man should eat the flesh of his own son. Modern day cannibalism.
and the flesh of his own daughter.
Right. Because at the end of the day, hey, that man is thinking about himself, man. Okay? And so anything to do to survive, he's going to do that because he's lawless. I know y'all seen the movie John Wick. And what did the dude tell John Wick? Without rules, we will be animals. 2/3 of our people are fucking animals. We're going to kill the last piece of
This is Psalms 33, verse 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength.
Right. Right.
Alright, and a horse is a vain thing for safety.
Because
Neither-
all of this is carnality, man. All right, you have to worship the Most High Spirit, man. And at the end of the day, the Most High basically will protect you. So your guns is not gonna save you. Your house on the hill behind those 2 security gates, that's not gonna save you, man. Because if the Most High wants to get your ass, he's gonna get you.
He said, by mighty strength. Hey, one example, look when they put the lions, David in the lions den. He relied on that spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and he didn't get ate.
That's right.
Look at Judas Maccabees, them, man. When they went out, it was a small number of them going against 10 to 20,000.
Yeah.
You know?
David and Goliath.
Meshach and Abednego.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego.
Yeah.
It says, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. No, because David and Goliath, man, that's my favorite story. You know, big badass Goliath, you know, towering over little old David. He didn't put his trust in the armor. He said he took that shit off. He said, look, man, he got mad at the army, man. He was like, man, we serve a higher power. He said, and y'all are afraid of this uncircumcised motherfucker? You know, he doesn't have the law of the Most High. So he just walked out there, grabbed a stone, and sunk a stone into his head.
Yeah. And that guy was big. He had to be about 14 to 15 feet. Because, you know, they were saying, just our speculation through the spirit, David had to be about like maybe 9 feet. But Goliath, he had fucking like 6 fingers, man.
Yeah,
And
something
6
like
toes.
6 toes.
Yeah, that motherfucker
Oh,
wasn't
grab your
playing.
head and just
Shit.
take your ass straight there.
Yeah,
Take you down with 5 fingers and hold a pinky up.
But yeah, they described Goliath's armor, talking about how it took like 5 men to put it on him or some shit. But it says, behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. So the Most High is watching over the ones that fear him and that have hope in him.
That's
He
right.
said, have hope in his mercy.
Yeah.
What is his mercy? His word, man.
That's right.
The divine influence of the mind.
Yeah. So this thing is faith. This truth is 100% faith-based, bro.
To deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive and family.
That's right. And that's what we pray. That's why we're praying that we're the hopeful elect. And that's why we're compelled to do this work, man. Because we're working for that penny, man.
Yeah, we can.
Our soul waiteth for the Lord. He is our help and our shield.
Right.
And for our hearts shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name.
Because we believe we're going to be saved in his holy name. Holy name, Yahweh, man. All right? Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right? And that holy name means it's separated, it's consecrated, okay?
No matter what trials hit you pursuing the Sirach the 2nd chapter, hey, you just cleave into the words that he put forth for you, man. You know, remember these words, knowledge and wisdom will come with our time.
I was just going to say something real quick. You know, the scriptures talk about how the Most High won't put a burden on you that you can't carry, because he knows your limits. He created you. You got to have faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that he's going to take you through whatever concentrated hell that's going to hit this place. You know?
Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
Yep. And they say in the book of Psalms, the 55th chapter, cast your burdens upon me. So you got everything to go through. You got to pray to the Lord. Let the Lord take care of the carnal thing. You take care of the spiritual things. In that order. But this Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be. Isaiah 33:5, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is exalted, but he dealeth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness.
Right. And that's his word. The judgment and righteousness is the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. And we exalt Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Through all these times, all right, we're going to exalt Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because whatever comes upon us, that's how we're going to take it cheerfully. Because we know that, hey, it's so that his glory, all right, his will can be fulfilled, man.
That's the reason why the Most High plagued Egypt with all those plagues, was to show off his mighty work. That's the reason why he brings certain men through different trials. It's to show off how Bashim Yahushua can take somebody small and turn them into somebody great.
By putting them in the midst of evil. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of their times, and strength of salvation.
I got a link. Psalms 43:3. Oh, send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me unto thy holy hill and to thy tabernacle.
Hey, the tabernacle. Hey, them chariots. That's what brother waiting to get on them chariots, man. Swing low, sweet chariot coming forth to carry us home.
Jordan, when I see a band of angels come to take me
They say, and wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of their times, and strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is
That's
his
why when
treasure.
all hell breaks off, we not going to get frantic. Stability is when you're not off balance. You know what I'm saying? You at a fixed point. Hey, because we understand the necessary evils that must come. We understand everything that's going to happen, all right? Because the Lord has had it written in the book for us, all right? to be stable in those times.
Come.
You know?
And that's why Apostle the Bar always states that this knowledge, this word starts with this. Well, the kingdom of heaven starts with this knowledge.
It's knowledge.
You know, it starts with this knowledge, man. You know, so that's why we pray for the stability and things of that nature, so the word can lead us, and therefore we will receive salvation, man. Lord willing. Tabernacle, man.
It's a lot of people, man. I just say this: the knowing is. I always say this: knowing is half the battle.
That's right.
All right, with that, give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'Kakodash. All right, double honors to our teachers, Apostle Nels, a great millstone. All right, gonna say Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala,
Abba Babal,
Abba Babal,
Shalom.
Shalom.